Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 1124A, and today's date is November 10th, 2016, and the title of the episode is Central Bankers Have Destroyed the Economy, Prepare for a Credit and Cash Crisis. Now, before I get started, I just want to make an announcement. I'll be uploading an interview with Cliff High to the X22 Report Spotlight YouTube channel. He is the creator and owner of Half Past Human. He is also the creator of the Predictive Linguistics System, an algorithm that sends bots out into the internet, and it tells him and predicts what is going to happen. Now, we talked about what is going to happen after the election, what we're going to see. We have Trump as the president now. What can we expect? And what he said is unbelievable. And I would suggest everyone listen to what he has been picking up, the mood of the country, what is happening with the central bank, deep state, shadow government. If you're on the X22 Report email alert system, I'll send you an email. If you are subscribed to YouTube for the X22 Report Spotlight YouTube channel, you'll get an email from there. Or you can come over to the site, x22report.com. You'll see the interview on the right-hand side. Or you can go to newssentinel.com. You'll see the interview on the right-hand side. Most likely, I will get the interview up by 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's the time I'm shooting for. I'll be going through the interview this evening, setting it up, and I'll be uploading it. So most likely that's when it will be there. Let's get into the economic collapse financial news. Now, yesterday we saw the stock market skyrocket. I mean, it surged unbelievably. Gold moved up a little bit, then it went back down. Today, again, we're seeing the stock market surge up, and gold is moving back down. And a lot of people are scratching their heads saying, why is this? Why is this happening? Well, if we really look at this, think about what they were prepared for. I mean, the TV networks, the newspapers all endorsed Clinton. They were telling us that Clinton was going to win. They believed with their manipulation that they had it in the bag. They gave Hillary Clinton the popular vote by using manipulative tactics. Bev Harris explains fractional magic, explains how they reprogram the system, and they thought by doing this and having the popular vote that the Electoral College would then follow through and give it to Hillary. And you know what's very interesting about all this? Hillary has the popular vote. Donald Trump has the Electoral College. If we go back to Gore and Bush, Gore had the popular vote. Bush had the Electoral College. Both times out of whack. And we can see that they use this type of manipulation all the time because their entire plan was to have Hillary in the White House. And if that was true, most likely they were planning on having the stock market move up. Good times are here. Everything's great. Look at the stock market soar. They love Hillary. But the opposite happened. Trump was elected. Now everyone had most likely long positions. They weren't shorting the market. And we can see right now that the plunge protection team, the high frequency traders, might have manipulated the market and pushed it up very, very high because all those people were going to lose their funds. And this is most likely why we see the market up so high after a Donald Trump win. Now, we talk a lot about the economy. We talk a lot about what is happening. And we're looking at many, many, many different indicators. And, I mean, there's countless indicators showing us that we are in a recession. And this is not going to change anytime soon. Even though Trump is in office, he has a lot of work ahead of him. And he's looking at an economic collapse. I mean, he's a businessman. He understands that business doesn't start up one day, become profitable, and everything's fine. He's had businesses fail. Then he had businesses thrive, which is good because you need someone to have the experience of a failure and a success. You need someone to understand and not get upset when these things happen. And what we're seeing right now is the economy is continually deteriorating, and Trump most likely will not be able to turn this economy around at all because we're already heading down this path. We have a debt that's unsustainable. We have manufacturing, which is a complete disaster. Think about all the years that it took the deep state, the central bank, to destroy the country. Well, in a 1, 2, 3 years, 4 years, he's not going to be able to turn it around. And at this point, we're heading into a period where things are rapidly deteriorating. I mean, if we look at October retail hirings in the retail stores, we can see that October employment gains have plunged by 21% from a year ago. And we see analysis of the Bureau of Labor Statistics data by outplacement firm Challenger Gray and Christmas shows that there are fewer jobs right now during the holiday season than it was last year, and we're in that area of 2012. So what we're seeing right now is this is the second year where we're seeing a decline in hirings for the holiday season. And we know that last year the holiday season was absolutely awful. And we can see right now the situation is not improving, it is getting worse. Now, when we look at the number of companies that have been created, we can see that since Obama has been president, well, it is the worst that we've ever seen here. Obama's American economy created about 220,000 new companies in the first quarter of 2016. This is down from 246,000 created in the fourth quarter of 2015, which is the biggest collapse in the creation of new companies in American history. The data from the BLS was released yesterday and shows that as Obama comes to the end of his reign, company creation rates are as dismal as they were when he was inaugurated. So what has happened here? The economy has gone nowhere. When we look at retail sales, the economy has gone nowhere. When we look at manufacturing, the economy has gone nowhere. When we look at corporate defaults, they're on the rise. When we look at delinquencies for auto loans, student loans, they are on the rise. And what we're seeing right now is that there are fewer people who are employed. There are fewer people earning what they used to earn prior to 2008. And even though they're telling us that this is an incredible recovery, it really isn't. Now, we know the Fed has been creating currency like crazy. And we know they're still doing it covertly. And with all this currency they created, and also lowering the interest rates, what we're seeing is that business investment, it is the worst since the Great Depression. And the only time in history we've seen such an inefficient use of capital were the years heading into and through the Great Depression. And we're right back to where we started. I mean, since 2009, we have generated less than $1 of productive investment for each dollar printed. What does this mean? It means we are printing dollars and passing those dollars through to the secondary financial markets, meaning those dollars never hit the economy. And we see this. We see that the central bank has created all this currency, shoved it into the banks shoved it into the stock market, pushed the market up, and the people, again, are left on the sidelines. And this is completely evident because we see productivity has completely collapsed. I mean, we're back to the levels not seen since the late 1950s and early 1960s, when most households could get by on one income. And, of course, this is not the reality anymore. This translates into financial stress on consumers. And where is this showing up? Well, people going out and purchasing goods, Retail stores are closing. GDP is continually declining. Manufacturing, we have lost that. I mean, we can see that all of this is completely imploding on itself. And we are headed towards a cash crisis, a credit crisis. And when this hits, people are going to have a very difficult time trying to get cash, trying to get goods in stores. Shipping companies will not be able to ship to the different ports around the world. Truckers will not be able to deliver the products to the shelves. And we're looking at a complete breakdown of the entire system. This system was never designed to thrive. It was designed to help the elite, the globalists, the central banks, the deep state. It was never designed to help the individual person. And right now, Trump has a huge battle because it's not just the United States. It's the global central banking system. And believe me, they're not going to give up their power that easily. The Fed is not going to give up their power that easily. The deep state is just not going to walk out the door and say, all right, we give, we're out. They're not going to do it. They're going to fight. They might do it in the dark, behind the scenes, trying to trip up Trump, but we can see that they will never give up. And we know if push comes to shove, most likely they might get rid of the person standing in their way. It is always a possibility. They've done it in the past. So we are headed for this incredible collapse of the system. Every single indicator right now. And when we look at these indicators, it's the same indicators that were pointing to the crash of 2008. They're telling us the same story, that we're heading towards this crash. And everyone really needs to be prepared for what is about to happen. And we can see right now that we've been talking about this for quite a while, and it looks like we are approaching D-Day right now. And that time is drawing closer and closer. So you better get prepared. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.